you guys are making sourdough, it's very simple, very easy, and you can do it especially if you're a beginner like me. So this is going to be I have made one loaf before, but this is going to be my second loaf, but we're trying a different recipe, so we're gonna see how it goes. And it's very simple because all you need is your sourdough starter, activated of course, salt, flour, and water. That's all you need. So let's get started. Alright guys, to start off with, you're going to want to find your kitchen scale. You don't have to use one, but most of the sourdough recipes I've seen are measured in grams, and it also just makes it a little bit easier in my opinion. So you're going to turn that on, make sure it's on grams, and then we're going to start with 150 grams of our starter. Bubbly that is. Alright, so we're going to do 150 grams of starter. Right there. It's a little over 150, it's like at 156. But that still shouldn't be much of a problem. Yeah. Yep. And then once you use your starter use the amount of starter you need, you can either put them in the fridge to deactivate them for a little bit, or you can feed it again and you make something else with it. Okay, so next it says we need 325 grams of water, so I'm going to zero out the scale. Okay. A little too much water. Trying to get these exact is not the easiest thing. And then we're going to mix these together, and then we're going to add our flour and our salt. I have this little whisk thingy. I'm not sure what the purpose of it is, but I've seen a lot of people use them to make sourdough, and it came in this little kit that I ordered, so we're just going to see if it works better than normal whisk. You can still use a normal whisk or a spatula. I'm pretty sure they work the same way. Set that down. See, so once you mix the water and the starter together, you want it to have this like nice, you want to have that nice like milky consistency almost. Alright, so next we're going to add our 500 grams of flour. Now, I've seen some people just pour it in straight from the bag, but I like to do it this way so I can get a more accurate weight on it. And I have seen some recipes say to use bread flour instead of all-purpose flour, but it's really up to your preference. The first loaf I made, I used the same flour, and it turned out fine in my opinion. It still tasted good, still rose like it was supposed to. It's really just preference, honestly. And we're almost there. It is at 344 grams right now. One or two more scoops. Probably one more. Alright, there we go. Put that back. Grab a paper towel to wipe my hands off real quick. Yeah, whenever you're cooking or whatever, you also make sure you have like paper towels or wipes or just something somewhere to clean, or you can wash your hands off in the sink. Now we're going to mix that together with our starter and our water, and then we're going to add the salt. I'm gonna take it out the scale to do this real quick. Make sure it's all mixed in very well. How do I get this old? It does fall out of this thing a lot easier. You know, whenever you're cooking and you're trying to, and you're whisking something together, but you have to stop and like get it all out of the whisk because it got stuck. This is just making it really easy to just fall out of it. Alright, so this is the consistency you want it to be once you've mixed it together. Just a little bit like shaggy. And you can touch it, it's not that sticky. Alright, now we're going to put it back on the scale. And then we're going to add our 10 grams of salt. There we go. I'm going to take it off the scale again, turn that off. You won't be needing the scale after this part. I just want to make sure it gets all nice and mixed in there. You see how it's already kind of forming its own little ball in the center? That is exactly what you want. I'm just going to use my finger to dig the rest of it out. Honestly, I wasn't sure about this little thingy at first, but I kind of like it. Okay, that's be good enough for now. I'll wash it in a minute. Okay, and then now you're going to want to cover it and let it sit for 1 hour before you start your stretch and folds. So we're just going to cover this and we'll be back in 1 hour.
1 hour later.
Alright, it's been 1 hour. So let's see what it looks like. Very nice. Okay, now you're going to do what's called stretch and fold. So you just take your hand and you're going to stretch it and fold it over. And you're going to turn your bowl a quarter of the way every time. So you're going to stretch and turn. And you're going to do about 8 of these each time. That's 4. Do 4 more. Stretch and fold it over. You're going to do this 4 times every 30 minutes. If you do more than 4, more than 8 each time, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to cover it back up and wait 30 more minutes.
A few moments later.
Alright, so this is our last round of stretch and fold. So after we do this one, then you're going to let it sit for 4 to 6 hours while it finishes bulk fermenting. You definitely feel the dough getting stronger the more you stretch it. And one more. Okay, now we're going to cover it up and let it sit for 4 to 6 hours. And then we will come back and shape it and let it proof.
1 eternity later.
After you let it proof for 4 to 6 hours, I only did 4. So this is what it looks like after. I'm going to lightly flour surface and dump it out so you can shape it. Hopefully it just falls out of the bowl. It might take a minute. If it doesn't fall out completely, you can always reach in there and help it out. Now we're going to shape it, and we're going to do the trifold method. So you're going to stretch it out into a rectangle. Attempt to, and then you're going to fold it once, and then again, and then you're just going to roll it up. We're going to be push and pull, so just try to make it more shape. Okay. After you have a shape, you're going to grab a bowl or a banton if you have one that looks like this. You don't have to use it, but you can. And you're going to lightly flour it. And you're going to pick up your dough and you're going to set it in there. Then you're going to pinch it just to make it come together more. And then once you do that, you can let it proof in the fridge overnight.
The next day.
Alright, I can't talk this morning. Loaf has proofed overnight, and look how pretty it looks. Now we're gonna get it out of here, we're gonna score it, and then we're gonna bake it. Just turn it over, and it folds right out. Yeah, look how pretty it is. Hold on, I'm gonna brush the flour off of this. The last loaf I made did not hold its shape like this, so I am very happy. Should definitely get one of these. You don't need one, but I mean, look at this. Look how nicely that is shaped. Alright, now we're gonna score it. You can use one of these things, or you can use a regular knife. Be careful with this because it does not look very sharp, but it is very sharp and it will cut you. So I'm gonna make one cut down the middle. Guys, look at that. Yeah, my last loaf didn't do that. And I'm just gonna make a few little more decorative cuts on the side and do just some straight lines. And then we'll do them on the other side. Wow. I am in love with this thing right now. See, and then this one, it also has comes with a little guard to keep it safe. So we're just gonna stick that in there for right now. Look at this. It's so pretty. Alright. I'm gonna go get the pan out of the oven. So when you're making it, you're supposed to use Dutch oven, but they're really expensive, so you can also use a stock pot or a cast iron pot, whichever one you have on hand. So I've had this pot preheating in the oven for 30 minutes at 450. I don't know where to put this lid. Give me 1 second. Okay. More space. So once you have your first poured, pick it up and place it in the pot. There's a lot of extra paper, so just tearing it off. Okay, and then you're going to cover it up, and you're going to place it in the oven for 30 minutes while it's covered. So it's going to go in the oven. Okay, and then we'll check on it after 30 minutes. Look how pretty that is. This one looks so much better than my last one. Was it? Don't touch it. It's hot. Don't do what I did. Okay, now you gotta put it back in the oven for 15 minutes, uncovered. Let's do this. I'm excited. Look at this. It's so pretty. Okay. I'm gonna take it out. Oh, look at the cuts inside. Ah, I love this. Okay, bear with me 5 seconds. I'm gonna take it out of the pot. I gotta figure out how to do this. Wicked. I am like in love with this so much. The only bad thing about this is you have to wait like an hour or two to cut it, or it's gonna be like really gummy on the inside. But this already looks so much better than my first loaf that I made. I can't believe it. I love it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let it sit for an hour. And then I will show y'all what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so lost track of time, but I want to say it's about an hour. So let's get into it. And yes, I know this is not a bread knife, but work with what you got, people. go buy a bread knife. I'm pretty sure I get to the press. I'm trying to cut through the bottom. Actually, we'll see what that looks like. Ooh, look at this. It smells so good too. Got little air pockets. I want to say it's a good thing. Guys, I'm just doing this because I don't actually know what I'm doing here. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of this. See? You can try it too. Super easy. If you have any more ideas of stuff you want me to try, let me know. Bye.